Hi, Keegan. How's it going? Thanks for jumping on.
Good, good, James. Good. Glad to be here.
Thank you very much. Great stuff. So obviously today we're going to have a little chat about how we've been working with yourself over at Warmly, Keegan. I think it'd be good to get a little bit of context just before we do jump in about who you are, what you guys do, and a little bit about what kind of tech you're using at the moment in the go-to-market motion.
Yeah. So Warmly is an AI and intent-driven chatbot that sits as an orchestrator on top of your inbound and outbound motion. So basically, think of it like a chatbot that's powered by AI and does the functions of an SDR for you, like an AI SDR.
Cool, amazing. And what kind of tech do you use at the moment then when you're selling that in your motion currently?
Yeah, so we have it integrated and we use HubSpot CRM and then Outreach a lot for
Cool.
our outbound and inbound sequences firing off and sending emails and calls. And then on top of that, we use Seamless for our contact database, Apollo for our contact database, and then we use Orem for dialing. So we've got quite the tech stack.
Great, amazing. Love to hear it.
And then we use you guys, of course.
Yeah, of course, exactly why we're here. In terms of that, how did you find us then? Were you using anything in the past to look at domain reputation? Was it something you were aware of, or what's the kind of story there?
Yeah, I was using actually to keep the domains warmed up. And then I met your C-suite at the Outreach conference.
Ah, yes, yeah, of course. So was it just a case of, having a conversation? Or I always hear about these conferences, but what's kind of the story there then?
Well, they were wearing, so I mean, I was wearing the cowboy hat in downtown Seattle, and they were wearing the kilts. So people were like, "You guys gotta meet. You guys gotta meet." So
Yeah.
they ended up chatting, and I was sold when I heard about the integration with Outreach.
Amazing. Cool. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. Lots of customers who use Outreach do, utilize that integration as well. In terms of, the conversations that you had then, what were you looking to kind of solve with Allegrow? Was there a problem? What was it kind of you were looking to implement by, using Allegrow?
Yeah, so like our other mail email warm up tool just wasn't really like cutting it for us. It was doing very little. So like it was getting us warmed up, but it wasn't keeping it warm as we continued to use it. Like our deliverability domain health definitely dropped because it wasn't preventing it from where we're sending, right? Where are we sending it out of? We're using these sales tools. We're sending it out of Outreach. So you just warming up our Gmail doesn't really just help. Like you need to have more preventative steps. So I like the idea of like how Allegro could tap into my Outreach, predict and see which ones are, risky emails to send to and stop it. Whereas the other email warming tools cannot do that.
Yep. Yeah.
So you guys are stopping. I literally sold it to my team saying they're stopping it before we even have to warm up our email further.
Yeah, I think that's great. We're able to kind of help with that insight, letting you know how the domain's performing.
Doing the pre-work.
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of people realize as well, or don't realize necessarily, that when you reach out to those, the damage is already done. If it bounces, if they mark you as spam when you get there, the damage is already done. So being able to kind of have that step beforehand, it's almost like that last line of defense or the first line of defense as we see it as well, and helping you with that. Great. What kind of results have you seen then since implementing Allegrow?
Our domain has stayed above 96%. We're actually in the low 90s, high 80s. So we've actually seen a huge increase in our domain health. And we've actually been able to keep the same outbound domain for a longer period. Every 2 to 3 months, I was with him to recycle it out. I'm able to now with Allegro to actually keep mine for 6 to 9 months.
Amazing. No, that's great.
When you have a team of like 15 sales reps going outbound, like that's, it's not an easy project, right? It takes almost a month to warm up a new domain and then swapping it out, keeping the momentum going. And so not having to really do that as much has saved a lot of time and bandwidth for myself and my team, and the confidence of the reps. Because I'm looking at my report right now, and our number 2 channel for booking meetings is email.
And what about the results of the team? I know you mentioned that you've been coming off some great success recently. How's that been going?
Been really, really good. I would say I just had a chat with a rep. They came from like another tool similar to Outreach that was all about like multiple inboxes. And they're like, wow, like this Allegra tool really makes me feel confident with how much volume that we're sending out. And reps are able to achieve anywhere between 85 to 100% quota attainment, or some of the top performers are achieving 120. And again, if you look at the charts of how they're getting their meetings, majority of that's coming from email. So the fact that our email is one of our strongest points of how we're, breaking through the doors and getting those meetings, and the fact that it's been able to stay healthy and maintained at a strong level to where it's actually going in their inbox is huge for us. I have led teams where our deliverability went from 4 out of 5, or like 5 out of 5 to 2 out of 5. We went from crushing the quarter to falling below 70% in the quarter.
Yep.
And it's so vital to have email be healthy and strong.
Yeah, amazing. And I know we were chatting recently, and final question from me, Keegan. We've got a lot on the roadmap on our side at the moment. You know, really looking forward to delivering on some of those tools and functionality for you. What are you looking forward to the most, knowing what you know about what's coming over here at Allegrow?
What I'm excited about is, like, again, you guys do a lot of the pre-work. What I used to have to do was upload lists into email verification, check, right? Especially when you go to conferences, which we're big on right now. Check if those emails are valid and then allow the reps to go. You guys have combined that and are releasing that new feature where, like, again, if we wanted to upload lists that we get from conferences, boom, Allegro also has the functionality. And then again, you're doing the pre-work. So my reps don't have to go verify emails. Like, I can't tell you how much I used to have to do it when I was, right? So again, you're doing a lot of the pre-work, automating a lot of the process, making sure our domain stays healthy. And what I'm excited about is that new automation where I can even push it to custom fields and outreach saying, like, hey, if this is a high-risk email, put james@acme.co as a high-risk email, and then I can have that triggered in outreach to say, hey, put it as bad data and opt them out so reps don't accidentally sequence them.
Amazing. No, great to hear. Fantastic. Looking forward to getting those live for you as well, Keegan.
I'm excited. We just brought on our whole marketing team to Allegro now. So everyone now at Warmly is bought into Allegro after seeing what it did for the sales team.
Amazing. That's great to hear. Fantastic. Perfect. I mean, that's everything on our end, Keegan. Anything else that you think it's important to mention to anyone who might be listening today?
If you're doing outbound, you need to have a domain deliverability and warm-up tool for your email. Allegrow is a 12 out of 10. Highly recommend. It has saved me so much time and so much money for the company. It's worth the investment. They have a great CSM team and onboarding. Can't go wrong. It's the one tool that actually warms up and does the preventative work for you, so you don't have to when it comes to email.